A YouTuber exploring an abandoned mine stumbled upon something terrifying, dozens of children's shoes scattered around human bones. But when he reported it to the police, their response was even more disturbing. This discovery would expose a decades-old secret that someone wanted to keep buried forever. From discovering lost tribes to solving decade-long mysteries, these are the times YouTubers made one in a billion discoveries that changed everything. But be warned, some of these discoveries were never meant to be found. In 2023, a small YouTuber named John Allen Shia made what would become his final discovery. Despite multiple warnings and legal threats, he was determined to reach the most dangerous tribe on Earth, the Sentinelese people of North Sentinel Island. For thousands of years, this isolated tribe has killed every outsider who's tried to make contact. The Indian government made it illegal to approach within 5 miles of the island, but John believed he could be different. He documented his journey in his final video colon. The tribe spotted his boat approaching. What happened next would send shockwaves through the entire YouTube community. Despite being completely cut off from modern civilization for centuries, the Sentinelese made their message clear. They wanted no contact with the outside world. But John had already made up his mind. His passion for spreading Christianity had become an obsession. He wrote in his journal about his divine mission, convinced he was chosen for this purpose. The tribe's initial reaction seemed peaceful. They watched from the shoreline as John's boat approached. Some even walked down to the beach, their spears lowered. For a moment, it seemed like John had achieved the impossible. But this calm wouldn't last long. Within minutes, the situation turned deadly. John's final journal entry revealed the tragic truth. His determination to reach the tribe had cost him everything. News of John's fate spread across the internet. Some called him brave, others called him foolish. But everyone agreed he had discovered something the modern world was never meant to see. But while John's discovery ended in tragedy, another YouTuber named Yabs would soon find himself face to face with a different lost tribe. One that hadn't been seen by outsiders for centuries, hidden deep in the islands of Vanuatu.
First place, they cheerily waited us on the shore and they indicated their presence by walking down towards the beaches and then disappeared.
Unlike the Sentinelese, this tribe would reveal secrets anthropologists had spent decades trying to understand. Yabs had originally traveled to Vanuatu to film a simple travel vlog. Instead, he stumbled upon what experts are calling the anthropological discovery of the century. Deep in the jungle, miles from any modern civilization, Yabs found a community that time had forgotten. But what happened next defied all expectations. Instead of running or attacking, the tribe welcomed him with open arms. For the next 3 weeks, Yabs lived among them, documenting traditions that had remained unchanged for thousands of years. They shared their ancient hunting techniques, sacred ceremonies, and healing practices that modern medicine is still trying to understand. Anthropologists were stunned. This tribe had managed to preserve their way of life, completely untouched by the modern world. Their language, customs, and beliefs provided a living window into humanity's past. But the most remarkable discovery came when the tribe's elder revealed something that changed everything. They weren't hiding from the modern world. They had chosen to reject it. Decades ago, missionaries had found them, offered them modern conveniences, but the tribe made a conscious decision to maintain their traditional way of life. This revelation sparked intense debate in the scientific community. It challenged everything we thought we knew about isolated tribes. These weren't people trapped in the past. They were actively choosing to preserve their culture. Yab's discovery made headlines worldwide. Universities launched research programs to study the tribe's choice to remain traditional. But while this discovery was celebrating human culture, another YouTuber was about to uncover something far more sinister.
Also one chief, that is Nasara, but then people follow me. I welcome you to Allah.
Connor Kelly and his exploration team were filming what should have been a routine abandoned mine video in Nevada. The McCoy mines had been closed for decades, their dark tunnels hiding secrets that locals whispered about but never discussed openly. As they made their way deeper into the mine shaft, their flashlights caught something reflecting in the darkness. At first, they thought they'd found old mining equipment, but what they discovered would haunt them forever. Scattered across the mine floor were dozens of children's shoes, some still containing traces of their owners, but it was what they found next that made them immediately call the police. Human bones, and they weren't decades old, some appeared disturbingly fresh. The team's camera captured every chilling detail. Small sneakers, some with cartoon characters still visible on their worn surfaces, lay scattered among larger work boots. But it was the positioning that disturbed them most. These items hadn't been dumped here. They were carefully arranged in a pattern that suggested ritual significance. Connor's hand shook as he filmed. The air down here feels different, he whispered to his team. Something terrible happened in these tunnels. They weren't just looking at evidence of death, they were standing in what appeared to be some kind of ceremonial site. The deeper they went, the more disturbing their discoveries became. Hidden alcoves contained personal belongings, backpacks, toys, even family photos. Each item told part of a story that nobody wanted to hear. But the most shocking discovery came when they reached the mine's lowest level. The ground was wet, not with groundwater, but with fresh footprints. Someone had been here recently, perhaps just hours before. "We need to call the police," Connor's cameraman insisted. "This isn't just an abandoned mine anymore. This is a crime scene." Little did they know, their call to authorities would uncover an even darker truth. The local police's response left them stunned. Despite clear evidence of human remains and recent activity, officers seemed almost annoyed by the report. Just some old mining accidents, they claimed, without even visiting the site. But Connor's team wasn't buying it. They started digging into the mine's history, uncovering decades of mysterious disappearances in the area. Local residents spoke in whispers about strange lights in the mines at night and vehicles spotted on the access road during early morning hours. One elderly resident finally broke the silence. "Those mines have been used for more than just digging coal," she revealed. "There's a reason the police won't investigate. Some of the most powerful families in the county have connections to what happened down there." Connor's video went viral, attracting attention from independent investigators and true crime enthusiasts. Online communities began connecting the dots between missing persons cases and the mine's location, but just as they were getting close to the truth, something strange happened. The mine entrance was mysteriously sealed overnight. Security cameras appeared on the access road, and Connor received an anonymous message warning him to stop investigating. The video that exposed it all was suddenly deleted from his channel. But while Connor's discovery may have been silenced, another YouTuber was about to find something that would finally bring closure to families who had been searching for answers for half a century.
Okay, so in the video you're about to see, what we do is we head down into there.
This dead end.
I see some pretty crazy stuff. Wyatt, Did you take a picture of that shit, Connor? I've been videotaping everything. Something's freshly come up.
What do you mean?
Is the dirt wet right there?
Right there.
That's a bone right there. Actually, there's quite a few bones.
Jared Leak never intended to become an underwater detective. His YouTube channel started as simple river cleanup videos in Oregon, but beneath those murky waters, he would uncover a graveyard of secrets that had eluded police for decades. Using advanced sonar technology and his diving expertise, Jared has discovered more than 20 submerged vehicles, each one connected to a missing person's case. But it wasn't just the cars he was finding. He was uncovering stories that families had been desperate to understand. His most remarkable discovery came during a routine dive in the Willamette River. The sonar picked up an unusual shape, the distinct outline of a 1970s sedan resting 40 feet below the surface. What he found inside would solve one of Oregon's oldest cold cases. John Atkins had vanished without a trace in 1973. His son, Michael, was just 7 years old when his father disappeared. For 50 years, he wondered if his dad had abandoned their family or met with foul play. But every time the phone rang, every time there was a knock at the door, I thought it might be him, Michael revealed. You never stop hoping, even after decades pass. But the truth had been lying underwater all this time. Jared's dive team carefully documented everything. The car's license plate matched Atkins's vehicle. Inside, they found a wallet, a watch that had stopped at 11:45, and human remains that DNA testing would later confirm belonged to John Atkins. The discovery revealed a tragic accident. On a foggy night in 1973, John had missed a sharp turn and plunged into the river. The case that had haunted his family for half a century was finally solved, thanks to a YouTuber with a camera and sonar equipment. But Jared's work was far from over. His channel's success attracted attention from families across America who had missing loved ones. They sent him locations, old police reports, and theories about where their relatives might have disappeared. One by one, Jared began solving these decades-old mysteries. A teenager who vanished after prom night in 1985, a traveling salesman who disappeared during a storm in 1992, a young mother who went missing on her way to work in 1988. Each discovery brought closure to families who had lived with questions for years. Law enforcement agencies started taking notice. They began consulting with Jared, using his techniques to solve their own cold cases. His YouTube channel had evolved from simple river cleanup videos into a powerful tool for justice. But while Jared was bringing closure to families underwater, another YouTuber was about to stumble upon something that would make automotive history, a discovery so valuable that it would vanish almost as quickly as it was found.
All right, let this be John here. Huh? All right, here's the car. All right. Red in color is the top of it. And
we had no idea about this qualification. It's so old that it was never in the reference system. So it basically, like thus far, has made us aware so that way.
The bearded explorer had seen his share of abandoned buildings, but this weathered barn in the English countryside was different. Behind its rotting doors lay what experts are calling the most significant automotive discovery of the 21st century. At first, all I could see was dust and cobwebs, he recalled, but as my flashlight beam cut through the darkness, I spotted something that made my heart stop, the unmistakable curve of a Ferrari fender, untouched for decades. What he had stumbled upon wasn't just any car collection. It was a time capsule of automotive history, preserved in perfect condition. Over 40 classic cars, each one rarer than the last, sat silently in the darkness. The centerpiece was a one-of-a-kind Nardi Silver Ray, a vehicle so rare that most experts thought it had been destroyed during World War II. Next to it sat a pristine Bentley Continental, still wearing its original paint, but the discoveries kept coming. Hidden under canvas covers were pre-war BMWs, hand-built Mercedes models, and experimental prototypes that never made it to production. Each car told its own story of innovation, luxury, and the golden age of automotive design. Classic car experts were stunned. This isn't just a collection, explained automotive historian James Mitchell. This is a museum-quality archive of automotive history. The Nardi Silver Ray alone could be worth over $10 million. But the biggest mystery wasn't the cars themselves, it was their owner. Property records led nowhere. Local residents claimed the barn had been abandoned since the 1970s, yet someone had carefully maintained these vehicles, protecting them from rust and decay. The bearded explorer's video went viral overnight. Classic car collectors from around the world began making inquiries. Auction houses estimated the total collection could be worth over $40 million. But then something strange happened. Just 3 days after the video was posted, every single car vanished. The barn was completely empty. No tire tracks, no documentation, nothing. It was as if the collection had never existed. Rumors began circulating online. Some claimed the cars belonged to a reclusive European royal family. Others suggested they were part of a complex tax evasion scheme. The truth remained elusive. To this day, the fate of this priceless collection remains unknown. The bearded explorer's video stands as the only proof these automotive treasures ever existed. But while these classic cars vanished without a trace, another YouTuber was about to discover something in the woods that would expose an even darker mystery.
Incredible discoveries I have ever made. This lance here must be worth an absolute fortune. Fraser Nash. That is not what I think it is. I think this could be the Nadia Silver Ray. Another Bentley. Cannot believe I've just found an Aston Martin Lagonda. I think I may have just found the greatest discovery in my career. If that is genuine, if that is the car I think it is, then my God, we have just made one of the most incredible discoveries. It's got Nadia on the number plate too. I think this is the car.
Content creator Dateline420 was filming a routine hiking video in Suffolk County, New York, when his camera caught something that shouldn't have been there. Hanging from the trees, swaying in the winter wind, were dozens of missing persons posters, but these weren't normal flyers you'd see on a telephone pole. These were laminated photographs, carefully preserved and arranged in a pattern. Each one showed a different person who had vanished without a trace. The dates spanned 30 years, and the disappearances had occurred across 12 different states. At first, I thought it was some kind of art installation, Dateline 420 explained. But when I started reading the details on each photo, my blood ran cold. These were real missing people, real cases, some dating back to the 1990s. The deeper he ventured into the woods, the more disturbing the scene became. Fresh food wrappers and camping equipment suggested someone had been there recently, but it was what he found next that made him immediately call the police. Hidden between the trees was an elaborate structure made from branches and rope, what appeared to be some kind of cage or trap. Inside, he found personal belongings, watches, jewelry, and even driver's licenses. None of them matched the photos in the trees. Local law enforcement's response left more questions than answers. It's just Halloween decorations, they claimed, despite it being February. The property owner likes to get creative, but when pressed about the real missing person's photos, they had no explanation. True crime communities online began investigating. They discovered something chilling. Every single person shown in those photos had disappeared while hiking or camping. Many had vanished from state parks across the Northeast. One viewer recognized her cousin's photo among the trees. She went missing in Vermont in 2008, she revealed. But how did her picture end up in these woods in New York? Who put it there? And why? Before investigators could dig deeper, everything vanished. The photos, the structure, even the personal belongings, all gone without a trace. The woods had been completely cleared, as if someone knew they'd been discovered. But while this sinister discovery remains unexplained, another YouTuber's livestream was about to capture something extraordinary. The moment a missing person case was solved in real time, bringing hope to families across America.
Look what these f***ing are. Anyway, I'll cut right to the chase because I might die. Like, look where the f*** we are. Who the f*** does something like this? What the f*** is going on in here? This is Utah, Florida. They're all different. They're all f***ing different. Every single one. The video's not doing it justice, but this bundle of sticks, they're lashed together. That's a cage of some kind, or a hut, or a lean.
Miami streamers Clicks and Lacey were doing their usual IRL broadcast, entertaining thousands of viewers with their beach adventures. Nobody expected their stream to turn into a miracle that would reunite a broken family. A disoriented teenager approached their camera, speaking in confused fragments. Most streamers would have ignored him, written him off as another stream sniper looking for attention, but something about his behavior caught their attention. He kept mentioning Michigan, Clicks later recalled. In the middle of Miami Beach, this kid was talking about snow and lakes. Something didn't add up. 3 months earlier, in a small Michigan town, the Coleman family had reported their 17-year-old son, Troy, missing. He had walked out of their home during a snowstorm, leaving behind his medication for schizophrenia. The police search had gone cold. "We searched everywhere," Troy's mother explained through tears. "Every hospital, every shelter. The police eventually told us to prepare for the worst. They suspected foul play." But Troy wasn't dead. He had somehow made his way across the country, surviving on the streets, his mental illness leaving him unable to remember who he was or how to get home. The stream clips spread like wildfire across social media. A viewer recognized Troy from missing persons posts and immediately contacted his family. Within hours, the clip had reached Michigan police. What happened next showed the true power of live streaming. Clicks and Lacey mobilized their community. Viewers in Miami began searching the beach area. Local hotels offered free rooms. A private jet company even volunteered to fly Troy's parents to Florida. "The internet gets a bad rap," Lacey said. "But in moments like this, you see how technology can bring out the best in people." Thousands of strangers came together to help one lost boy find his way home. The reunion was captured live on stream. Troy's parents arrived just 18 hours after the initial encounter. The moment they embraced their son, there wasn't a dry eye in the chat. Today, Troy is back home in Michigan, receiving proper treatment. His story sparked important conversations about mental health care and missing persons cases. But more importantly, it showed how one random livestream could change everything.
What?
Nah, you good?
Oh, nah, you off the Zaw, huh? You off the Zaw.
Who is this?
Yo, wrong dab up, bro.
That's the wrong hand.
Wrong handed dab up.
You got a mouth spot?
Yo. What?
Hey, he's clean. Yo, it's good. You ready to order?
Let's go, bro.
Yes, we're ready to order.
Okay. Let's go, bro.
That's amazing. Oh, hey, are you smiling, bro? Are you sparring? Yo, you good, bro? Yo, it's good. You ready to order? Let's go, bro.
Yes, we're ready to order.
Okay. Let's go, bro.
That's amazing.
Oh, hey, are you sparring, bro? Are you sparring? Yo, you good, bro?
These discoveries remind us that in the digital age, anyone with a camera can stumble upon something extraordinary. Sometimes these discoveries solve decades-old mysteries. Sometimes they expose dark secrets that powerful people want to keep hidden, and sometimes they can even save a life. But for every discovery that makes it to YouTube, countless others remain hidden, like the children's shoes in that Nevada mine, or the missing person's photos in those New York woods. Some mysteries might be better left unsolved. Because in the end, the most chilling part about these discoveries isn't what these YouTubers found, it's wondering what else is still out there, waiting to be discovered. If you thought these discoveries were shocking, wait until you see what happens in this next video. The clips you're about to watch will leave you speechless.